This is episode 78 of the Podcraft Beer Show for Monday, February 14th, 2022. Happy Valentine's Day. In today's show, Chris, Charlie, and Steve share their thoughts with you on 4 craft beers from June Lake Brewing. The first is an American Pale Ale, followed by a West Coast Pale Ale, then an Indian Pale Ale, and then we finish up with a hazy IPA.
This is the Podcraft Beer Show. I'm your host, Chris. We got your other host, Charlie.
Over here minding the beer.
We got tech guy, Steve.
Hello. Just some minor technical difficulties.
Minor.
But now we're under the way.
Sounds like we're ready to roll.
That's it. So we today, guys, I just got back from a trip up north. Swung in, picked up some June Lake Brewing beer.
June Lake, where's that?
Just north of Mammoth. Yep, on the 395, 6 miles, I think, off the 395. Little ski mountains associated with Mammoth.
Quiet little town.
It is, but that ski mountain was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was empty.
Mm-hmm.
And the brewery had good beer and 5 or 6 different beers on tap.
Excellent.
What are you starting us off with, Charlie?
Saisquachito. It sounds like a great name.
So this Saisquachito, it's an XPA. They write it up as, the legend goes, the mystical Shetland Sasquatch mated with a chupacabra and created Saisquachito.
I like a chupacabra.
Magical powers such as flight and invisibility. The Saisquachito is only known to reside in the general vicinity of June Lake.
I like it. I like the double Saisquachito and the chupacabra.
So this harnesses the Pipsqueak Mutant's Beast Mojo. They created this extra pale ale, also known as a session IPA. So to get you through those long summer days without leaving those amazing dry hop aromas and flavors by the wayside. So they combined 2-row pale, Pilsner, and Carapils malts with Cascade hops on the hot side and revolving crew of dry hops like Belma, Amarillo, and Idaho experimental hops. So it comes in at 4.8% ABV, 60 IBUs. They say we should taste notes of citrus, floral, slight pine, strawberry, and melon.
I taste every one of those.
Wow.
So it's, pours nice, kind of light,
Little
hazy.
Murky. A semi look. But boy, it's IBUB.
That's got a great taste. I think it's nice and hoppy.
For you West Coast junkies.
Right.
I love that. It's good. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I didn't drink a whole lot of beer while I was gone.
Mm.
But what I did was lagers and stouts. Right, not a whole lot of IPAs.
That's both ends of the spectrum there, dude.
Yeah, that skiing piece goes well with light beers.
Did you carry any beers up on the hill with you?
I did.
Nice.
I brought some Mox with me up Jackson Hole. I didn't. That was the only place I had beer on the mountain, I think. Actually, I had a beer on Mammoth, like at a bar, and then on the mountain, and then with lunch, and then I had some lagers in Jackson Hole, some Moxa, some lager time. I went to the Moxa release, their anniversary release on Sunday, and they're like, hey, what would you like? And I'm like, man, I'm here for the lager, because there's 175 people lined up in line to get these stouts, right? And we're like number 8, 9, and 10. Like Ryan and Brian had been there all night.
Gosh.
So we show up and I'm like, hey man, I waited in line for the lager. And the guy throws a lager up there. I was like, oh, I actually have a lager. So I bought the lager along with the stout. But
nicely done.
so I drank those on the mountain. That was phenomenal. Those, you have 10-minute gondola rides at Jackson to get to the top of the mountain. So that's you're in an enclosed space, just taking in the view for 10 minutes. Have a beer real quick, eat my sandwich.
All by yourself?
There'd be, sometimes 2 or 3 people. And a few times, I wasn't taking the singles line, so they would put me, I was in the, so how many people in your party? 1. Well, if you're one person going through the main line, they would put you in your own carriage, I had nobody to talk to.
Just drink beer.
Drink beer and eat a sandwich.
It's my kind of ride.
Right.
It's good.
Yeah, so what do you guys think of this beer?
I
It's
like
very
it.
tasty.
Yeah.
It is. I love that. Like, I mean, it's such an IPA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly taste all of it. You get a lot of those hops. Not very malty, but the maltiness in there is good. That 2-row I'm a fan of.
Definitely a drinker.
Yeah, I bet you that.
Did you say there was Nelson in there?
They said Belma, Amarillo, and Idaho experimental hops on the dry hop side, and Cascade hops on the hop side.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's tasty beer.
Mhm.
You know, not over the top, but like a good. Yeah, I mean, enough hops in there. That you know,
I thought it was a little bitter at first, but then when I kept drinking it, it wasn't as bitter as I thought it was. Because must have been because I'm drinking lagers all day, maybe all day and all night, continuously.
I like that. That thing's coming in at 4.8%.
Yeah.
So it's nice and light.
Definitely a drinker. Yeah, and the can art is
Simple.
it's what do they call that? Where you don't really need as much and it's
So
simple.
minimalist.
Minimalist. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Very minimalist.
Yeah.
All
Nice,
right.
nice clean fonts.
Yeah.
It's good there.
It's readable. There's no missing it because the little stripe with the name on it is a different color for each beer. So here we go. Next one is Alpers Trout Pale Ale. It's the same exact can and all that stuff, but it's a blue line instead of a gold line on the name. And this one's a 6% and 48 IBUs. Looks delicious.
So this Alpers. So it says, they're right up on this.
This one does have a trout on it.
So they say working with Tim Alpers, who's the father of the famed Eastern Sierra Alpers trout, they put together a well-rounded grain bill comprised of 2-row Pilsner, 2-row Pale, Munich, Crystal 15, and white wheat malts to complement the heavy addition of Cascade, Columbus, Tomahawk, Zeus, which is that CTZ hop, Mount Hood hops, and Crystal hops. They said this comes in at 5.8%.
So 6% on the can.
Very well. It looks like 6% per Charlie.
Yeah.
And the can.
Don't doubt me.
And 35 IBUs and a light 6.6 SRM color profile. That was that color profile I think we talked about last episode, right? Where it goes on a scale of 0 to 100.
Yep.
So it's going to, I think, pour a little bit lighter.
It's much milder.
The finish is hints of spice that can be found from the Crystal and the Mount Hood aroma hop additions after the boil.
Yep.
Said it should be tiny, pangy, and kind of a West Coast pale.
Slightly. I mean, the other one was...
Hoppier, you think?
Yeah.
I haven't...
Quite a bit, actually.
So yeah, June Lake, super cool little town. I mean, it's like 600 people or something.
Yeah. It's... I had a friend in high school that came from there.
Yeah.
And he's all like, do you guys have a ski team? And I'm like, no.
Right.
There's no snow here that you can ski in. He goes, really? I see the mountains up there. They look pretty high. I said, they're like a half as high as yours are.
Right.
And he said, oh, man, I wish you had a ski team. I said, well, there is a group that goes skiing, but it's not a team. It's just with people and stuff. So we ended up, I chased him around for a little bit on the snow slopes. The guy was super legit. I mean, he knew what he was doing on the snow. Whereas we were all, like seals, left out.
You guys
on
are
the
all a
ice.
bunch of Southern California kooks.
Well, there were some good skiers at our school. These guys on a different level. Kind of like Mike's kids.
Yeah, that was, I definitely got to see some people that were pretty decent on the
Pretty
slopes.
talented.
For sure. So Charlie mentioned stopping at Mike's house, and he has a ramp in his backyard. His kids do these Slopestyle competitions. So they travel all over the West to different ski resorts and compete against that ski resort ski team, or snowboard team. So they practice every day in his backyard. They climb up the hill, ride down the hill, and hit this kicker into this big air mattress. That's where that video that I sent of me doing a backflip, or trying to.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. So our friend Ryan had shown me pictures of Mike's kids throwing backflips in his backyard, and I'm like, I'm trying that if I make it to Jackson. So
Except Chris did it with like 180
I certainly
Centimeter.
don't ski trick skis.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see there's not too many people throwing backflips
You
on my
got
skis.
170s?
They're 172s, but they're wide.
They're big
Yeah. No,
for
they're
that
certainly,
sort of stuff.
Sure. Yeah. No, you'd want something certainly quite a bit shorter, quite a bit lighter. It was fun. It was a lot
I
of fun.
could do it in any skis, Chris says.
Yeah, it was. They were tough to get around.
Pitcher of
And then
margaritas will do that.
Well, and then I had skied a bunch of. I'd skied like 52,000 vertical feet, like 40 miles, like 8 hours. I was on the mountain from open to close.
Well,
no
Conrad
stop.
just said you were like the number one person.
Yeah, so
you did more height than anybody else.
I was leading, like when I left halfway through Wednesday, I was leading the whole week on the mountain. So like that was kind of my goal to
You're my
ski
hero.
3 days and do more than anybody did in 7.
Yeah.
But it was icy Wednesday. I didn't get as many vertical feet as I wanted, but I was stoked to like close the mountain like number 1 for the day. You know, there's some nice runs. That Jackson Hole, that's an amazing resort, like 4,200 feet from the top of the mountain to the base. So you can take a ski lift, 100 people they put in the tram, bring them to the top of the mountain. The COVID coffin, you know, they get down there, they're like masks. Oh, wow.
Nobody's wearing masks.
No, right. They bring you up there. It's 4,200 feet to get to the bottom, like if you're vertical to get back to the lift. Double blacks at the top to get the first, like probably 12 or 1,300 feet to get down there, and then it was amazing. It was an unbelievable resort. They're pretty lucky.
Is the snow different?
For sure, yeah. And I mean, it actually, the snow at Mammoth, I think, was better than at Jackson because it's been a month since anybody's really got any snow. They got a little bit, but it's, I think it was warmer at Mammoth. So it was kind of warming up, and if you hit that kind of sweet spot, you were good. Whereas it was 10 degrees in Jackson, so it was really icy. It was getting polished. It was, so it was, they need some snow, or you need an ice pick to stop.
That's where you got your frostbite.
Yeah, it was my heater quit working in the van, and it got down to like -6 in the van. It was chilly.
That is
chilly.
really chilly.
And no heater. I didn't use once I woke up, I was like, dang, I have that Mr. Heater I could have thrown on. I didn't.
You were too cold to get out of your
It
sleeping
was
bag.
chilly. It was chilly.
Next time.
Yeah, so what do you guys think of that beer?
This is good.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the first one.
You're a bigger fan of the Saisquachito?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like the name,
Certainly maltier, right? Than probably than I like. Big fan of that West Coast, but it pours clear. It's a good pale ale.
Yeah.
too. It's not.
It
I
just,
mean, let me tell you this. I've had a lot worse.
yeah, no, that's a good beer.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool little brewery too. Kind of like walk down an alley. It's kind of behind the main street in this tiny little building, but the brewery is probably as big as the space we're recording. It's not very big, like, or the tasting room.
Okay.
You know, there's maybe room for 20 or 30 people inside, and quite a few tables outside.
Mm-hmm.
Cool place. We were in there for just a couple of little tasters, grab some beer, and get on the road, but it was fun.
Who were you in there with?
Me and Conrad.
Conrad who?
Conrad Tech Guy Steve.
Tech Guy Steve.
So
We give him a shout out.
Conrad came with me and taught me a thing or two. It was fun. No, we had a blast. We skied a lot over. He did school on the mountain, so it was great. Like, so he
Found some Wi-Fi and did his thing.
Yeah, so
Cool
he
for
like
him.
literally sat in like like he was in his ski gear in his Zoom meeting, right?
With the outdoors, and everybody was like, "Oh my god!"
Right? Yeah, they're like, "Are you just dressed like you're skiing, or are you actually on the ski mountain?"
Yeah.
You know,
I'm on the mountain.
He's on the base, like he's like mid mountain in Mammoth, like goggles, helmet, his whole gear. Like he's done, snap into his skis, and he's on the lift. It was great.
Put that in his backpack and go, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, it was really neat. It was fun to ski with him.
young and have Wi-Fi. That's
Right?
crazy.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
Good stuff.
Do school just about anywhere.
No, nowadays, yeah. All right, we're going for number tray. And this one here is Petting Fish, 6.8%, 55 IBU, June Lake Brewing. Let me pour. Ooh, that looks a little semi-haze. All right.
Trying to run.
What's the explanation on this one?
Let's run it down. Let's see.
What's it got? What you telling me?
Can't find it.
Ooh, this smells like Nelson, doesn't it?
Petting fish.
And it's, to be honest, it's hazy. So maybe these guys got something going up there.
Ooh, the cane is dank.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive here. No, it smells like Nelson. What kind of hops we got,
I thought it
Chris?
said on the bottom.
Don't dump it out.
I know. Oh, Charlie, what hop did you call it?
I said Nelson.
That's Motueka and then Nelson dry hopped.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I wasn't
Sure.
exactly right. I'm a big fan of Motueka also. But I mean, it's got an overpowering Nelson smell.
Yeah, they are not showing any type of details on what's going on.
Smells fantastic. The taste is a little, no, it's got something. It's bitter, but it's not crazy bitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It has more IBUs than the last one, right? Yeah, 48, 58.
6.8.
Yeah, but
IBU 55.
55, okay. So it's got quite a few more. And we'll have to have one. You know what? We'll probably have to have Grayson or somebody come in here and go through the whole IBU thing
That'd be awesome.
and tell us about, because there is a point where you can't really,
Go any farther.
yeah. I mean, and I learned that lesson a long time ago from McElhaney up there in Alpine when he was first busting loose and making those crazy beers. And I'm like, what's the difference in IBUs from pure hoppiness to exponential hoppiness? Because it tasted so much more.
Mhm.
And he goes, it's not really. And I'm like, why are we whispering? He says, no, people don't realize that.
Yeah. It's like a more of a...
And they're like, there's got to be 105 IBUs in it. And he's all like, no, it's less than 100.
What was the stone ruination?
Yeah.
That, was, I don't know, a gazillion IBUs or whatever.
125 or something.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Well, after 100, they say it doesn't really matter. So not too many people go over that level, I don't think. And especially because of the price, what it costs to...
Oh, sure. To really
make
lay
those.
that beer down.
So you're going to get rid of that beer you were drinking to get to the beer we are drinking, to taste this and give us your
Let me get on
opinion.
there. So 55 IBUs.
He's just bummed he can't find out anything about it.
I can't. I've got nothing for you other than Motueka and Nelson.
That's all we need.
Hops.
Doggone it.
This
This one's growing on me
Yeah.
You're a fan, huh?
a lot. Oh, there's a little left for me. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah. Go at it.
Yeah, so that's all I got for you. But it does look hazy.
It does.
Certainly, it doesn't say that it's a, it certainly pours really hazy. You can smell, I think, that Motueka.
Nelson. I smell Nelson. That's just me.
You can certainly taste that Nelson comes through.
Oh,
Kind of that.
I don't know. Motueka. It's just great to say it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best part about that, I think.
This is a really tasty beer.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go first one, third one, then the second one. So
So
I'm gonna
far,
go yellow, green, blue on the label stripe.
This is my favorite so far.
Yeah.
I would say
gonna
the
have to
same. So far, so good. Yeah,
I
this
don't
is
know,
really
maybe-
tasty.
Oh, that first one was pretty good.
Hey, so did you guys have any decent beers this week?
Oh, yeah. I had plenty.
Yeah, what was your favorite beer?
My favorite was Brain Box Pollution from Burning Beard.
Uh-huh.
It was delicious.
What kind of style?
That's a hazy. Double.
All right.
It's 8-point-something%. But I was out there. I was shooting pictures to Chris, showing him that I'm drinking beers at Beard without him. He shot me no photos of him drinking beers without me.
I had a couple beers.
You had Bloody Marys that you showed me, which is insulting enough. But
So I went to this place called Imbibe in Reno. I guess there's a couple of different places, but their big thing is like barrel aged beers, German lagers, and hop
Right
forward beers.
down your alley.
Yeah, sounds like the type of place I would not be found
Surprised it didn't
associated
say
with.
Chris Calcutt on the door. Welcome to your office.
And then Belgian beers.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like perfect.
I'm home.
Yeah.
And they had just some amazing, really, really tasty beers. We ran through some of their stouts. They had a stout release that day. It was we had went to a couple breweries. Imbibe? So it was like IMBIB, I believe.
A brewery
is
or just a tap
It's a
room?
brewery. So it's, IMBIB Custom Brews
Wow.
is the name of the place. They're in Reno. They have a couple of different places there, but they just had phenomenal beer. We went to 3 places while I was in Reno. We went to the Huntsman, which was a tiny little microbrewery and a little restaurant. Tasty beers. Had a coffee stout there. Then we went to Imbibe, which was my favorite. It had really, really good hoppy beer. Trying to pull up the name of it. And then went to a Revision, which was
That
cool.
used to be, that's the split off from Needy.
Yes. Golly, it was, so it was really neat. I was excited to swing over there. Check it out. How about you, Steve?
Avery Brewery has a new hazy and dank IPA called Paws and Claws. Pretty funny. It's got a picture of a bear holding
Tiger?
no, the
beer?
lobster.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Or the lobster holding the bear, depending on how you
Oh, yeah, that's
whose
great.
side you're on.
Pinchers.
Yep. Windmill Farm.
That's your go-to now, isn't it?
Oh yeah. No,
No, yours is
Fraser.
Fraser.
Fraser
Farm.
It's Fraser. Sorry.
Good call either way.
Yeah, they have great beer there. They have a pretty good selection. You know?
Yep.
So we're going to go one more here on the can opener, and we are Juice Martin Hazy IPA, and it's 25 IBUs. We jumped up to 7% alcohol by volume now. So you guys better be careful. So, come on. Man, gotta have an opener here somewhere. This doesn't look as hazy as the last one.
Mm-hmm. It's poor nice.
It's a
So
good
this
beer.
Juice Martin is a hazy IPA. Once again, it's brewed with Pilsner malt, 2-row, healthy dose of white wheat, flaked oats, making an excellent base for the Citra, Motueka, and Simcoe hops.
All right, well, wow. I can smell Simcoe and Motueka. Isn't that weird? The Motueka is a little stronger in this one than it was in the last one, in my opinion.
Real mild out of the can.
Just can't have nice things.
Easy, Chris. You're all wired up over there. First taste was different.
There's not a lot of taste.
I got a palate cleanse. Wow. Okay, let me try it again here.
Oh, so the beer I had at Imbibe was called Freshy Pow. Kind of sticking with that ski, but it was a traditional West Coast IPA, balanced bitterness, aromatic hop characters. They dropped it with Citra and Amarillo. So super, super tasty.
Fresh Pow.
Fresh Pow. That's what I was in chase of. All I caught was crusty groomers. It was all just...
Just stayed up on top or skied the backside, one or the other.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
Next time I'll come with you. You can just drag me down the hill.
Just show me a thing or two?
Think they can get my snowmobile on the gondola? The gondola?
The game.
Could you met? Pull up there, single.
You know, there's guys on the mountain on, ski patrol, riding around on. It could be ski patrol, just race down there with somebody
Next
on
time,
the
you
sled.
should have taken pictures of them, so I would have got the same get up, and then I would just shot up the mountain. Nobody said anything.
No, yeah, nobody knows. Nobody's none the wiser. Throw a little radio on.
Yeah, 10-4.
Yep. Sure, it'll work.
Be arrested.
Yeah, you should try it. You first.
You first. Hold my beer.
Yeah, that
This is not my favorite, and I'm a hazy
Juice
guy.
Martin hazy IPA.
You think Juice Martin? There must be something to this. Because what's the name? Why the name? I don't understand it. It's almost like Martson, but it's not near that color or that
You're right.
taste. So can't go that route.
It's definitely really smooth.
It's not as hazy as the other one, that's for sure. The color is kind of it's not really up there. It's not orange juicy at all. It's like lemonade-y.
Yeah, it's Do we have any of that the IPA left over?
Just petting.
Okay.
None of this.
Because I think that petting fish, it was probably very close between these two of them.
It was a little more hazy than that.
Yeah, like we should do is pop all 4 of them and have a taster of each for them. Get a picture of them, of any beers that we do. And line those up so we can kind of compare them.
Little blind taster.
Have that maybe off to the side.
Yeah. Buy another 4-pack.
That's right. Golly.
Yeah, you didn't bring much beer back.
I didn't bring a whole lot of beer.
Yeah.
I was more.
I won't say I'm disappointed, but I'm disappointed.
Mm-hmm. Given the vehicle you were driving.
Yeah,
I know. I was.
You could have hauled like 70 cases back.
Right. I didn't bring a whole lot of beer.
It's all right. Don't complain to us about your amateurish trip.
So yeah, no, I when I left, I brought a loaf of bread, like a pound of turkey, some cheese, and mayonnaise. Like that's what, and then a bag of chips.
Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. A lot of people here.
So they, that's what I ate. Like over the course of a year, I just played the dirt bag,
the
ski
hobo
bum.
ski bum.
That was it. Yeah, just taking showers with baby wipes and living in my van.
Listening to Willie Nelson rolling down the road. Baby.
That was terrible. I was so excited.
We get you some dude wipes so you can step up a notch.
Right. They were some camping wipes I picked up at REI.
Yeah. Good call.
But I didn't have any water in my van. And,
they would have been frozen anyway.
Right.
Absolutely. You don't want that.
When I dealt with that in Big Bear earlier this year. So I winterized the vehicle knowing I'd be spending some time in the winter. And no more issues,
Except for the heat.
And that's an issue if you're not a fan of being cold.
I am not.
It was a little chilly.
Back to the Minnesota days.
Yeah. No, it was chilly. I was glad there was nobody else. Like, the only person I could complain to was me, right? Like,
You're the only one that you suffered with.
Yeah, and...
hey, you're in snow.
Yeah,
nothing to complain about, really.
No, it was fun. It was
a good-looking hat, though.
It's an unbelievably good time. This is a little spot Mike brought me to. Little
Pikas.
Pikas.
He didn't take you to the Bird?
We went to the Bird. First, we went to this spot.
Oh, okay.
And had some Mexican Taco Tuesday.
The Bird is legit.
Yeah, no, that whole area is a really, really. I highly recommend this brewery.
Yeah,
I'm taking some of this beer to Jackson Hole with you.
Absolutely, that's my next jump. I think. Well, maybe not. We'll go to Tahoe first.
Yep. Yeah, they just need some snow. They get some snow. And
well,
maybe,
supposedly we're getting rain here Tuesday, so
time.
A little dusty. A couple 6-8 feet would be perfect.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
So, gents.
Good call on these beers, Chris.
So we had Saisquachito XPA, that session IPA. We had the Alpers Trout Pale Ale, followed by the Petting Fish IPA coming in at 6.8%, and followed that with the Juice Martin Hazy IPA.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think was, rate those 1 through 4, Charlie?
I'm going to go with the blue one.
Alpers.
Then the Saisquachito.
Yep.
Then the Petting. Then the Hazy. Believe it or not.
Yeah. Normally your hazy IPA.
Yeah, but that's not.
You have a couple of IPAs that aren't hazy rated above those.
They need to work on that.
They need to relabel.
Yeah. No, not relabel. Just rework the brewery or the brewing process or whatever they're doing, because that is just, it's, for one thing, it's not hazy enough. For another thing, taste is not that great compared to these other three. It's number 4. So.
How about you, Steve?
Same.
You going the same way?
Yeah.
I really like that Saisquachito.
It was good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I'd go that route. I would go Saisquachito, Petting Fish, Alpers, Juice Martin.
You're always a little off on one or the other. So
I don't like to follow the crowd.
Nope, I know. That's why you're out there in the woods.
That Saisquachito, though, that was probably my favorite beer of
surprisingly. Not that it was surprising that they did it, but just that when you drank it, you were like, "Wow, that is really
4.8."
Yeah, it was like super. I was expecting something just barely flavorful. It certainly had a whole lot of flavor for that
something I wanted to mention
4.8.
is Burning Beard's Three Kings. I had that.
Pretty good.
Yeah. It's the Kolsch. Or is it Czech? Czech or Kolsch? One of the other. I think it's Czech. Czech Pilsner. Outstanding. But, yeah, it was delicious. Anyways, back to these
it's a
June
Kolsch.
Lakers. It's Kolsch.
Yeah, they got
It was
that.
delicious. Got a couple of crowlers in that.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Well, so there it is, guys. June Lake. I think a new brewery for us. And yeah,
One of these has beer in it. I know it. Oh,
well, I'm sure you'll find it. Until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good night.
We hope you have enjoyed today's show. If you would like to subscribe to this show via your favorite podcast player application, then head over to the podcraft.com website and look for the subscribe links. You can also get all the links mentioned in this podcast, pictures and videos of all the beers we try, and other good information at thepodcraft.com. The site also has links to send us direct feedback and to connect with us on social media. Thank you so much for sharing your time and attention with us. For Chris and Charlie, this is Tech Guy Steve signing off for this week's The Podcraft Beer Show. Have a super awesome rest of your day. The Podcraft Beer Show podcast is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 4.0 International. All rights reserved 2020 through 2022. The podcast is produced by aztecmedia.net. If you have questions, then please email the podcraftpodcast@gmail.com. Fair use notice. Reference material and media have been placed within this medium for informational, educational, and discussion purposes only in compliance with the fair use criteria established in Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. It should also be noted that the opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the participants and are not endorsed by the participants' previous, current, or future employers or advertisers.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.